What's up, guys? It's Gaz. Welcome to the Warframe video. So today we have 4 new augment mods for you, and 3 of them are actually pretty interesting. Might make you consider building things a little bit differently, consider some new possibilities of like synergies and things like that. But one of them, basically, I don't even think it should exist. It's that bad and it's that useless. So the one that we're not going to really be going over today is for everyone's favorite nuker, Saryn, and it's for her first ability. So what it does is when an enemy is affected by your first ability, the spores, they will be revealed on the minimap within 40 meters. Yeah, that's what it does. Just know, you can have this one back, DE, no thank you. I'm not going to even consider this one, I'm not going to buy it, I'm not going to test it. It literally is supposed to reveal enemies on the minimap. And you know what? You see damage numbers from the spores on your in your view. So it's not like you would even need that. And a lot of times when you're playing like a mission with Saryn, someone's got some enemy radar. You get enemy radar on your cat. You get enemy radar from like a teammate's aura mod. It's very, very, very worthless. So I would not recommend even buying that one. And I'm not going to even try it. So unless it randomly gives you like quadruple damage or something like that, I don't want any interest in that one because that mod seems like absolute garbage. But the other 3 we got a mod for Nidus that's going to work on his passive. We got one that's going to work on Atlas and his passive. So we have passive augment mods now. I guess we had a couple with Zephyr, Nezha, and I'm forgetting the other one. But yeah, some new passive aura mods or augment mods, and these ones are actually pretty interesting, not just like disabling the passive. We've also got one for Valkyr's 4, and I actually really like the one for Valkyr's 4. So I'm going to quickly show the build I'm going to be using in this clip here for Nidus. Now, I could definitely mess with the build a little bit more, but what this new one for Nidus is going to do is going to give you 200 additional maximum stacks for his mutations. So the way that you get these stacks is you use his first ability, the Plague Stomp, I guess I'd call it, and when you hit enemies with it, every 5 enemies you hit, you get a mutation stack, and the more mutation stacks you have, the more damage that this ability deals. It's actually a pretty cool ability, and additionally, when you have 15 or more stacks with him, his actual passive will kick in, and that's going to give you Undying. So if you have 15 stacks, you lose the 15 stacks and you die, and you're granted 5 seconds of invulnerability and restore 50% of your health. And Nidus does not have shields, he only has health, so keep that one in mind. So what this new one does is it's going to give you a maximum of 300 stacks. It's normally at like 100 stacks maximum, but there's a payoff of that. So you could get a crazy high maximum damage with all those stacks, but unfortunately, it's going to give you a 30-second cooldown on your Undying, your passive, where you eat 15 stacks and become immortal, or dodge death pretty much. So it's going to be a bit of a payoff there. I'm going to show you how I was using it here. So we stacked up to 299 by lots of stomping in the simulacrum. I'm going to show all these in the simulacrum, by the way, guys, because it takes a lot of stacking to get these to go off, and the thing is, this one isn't really going to do anything unless you're going above 100 stacks on Nidus. Which, I mean, in a long mission, yes, but in everyday gameplay, this mod does absolutely nothing. But that's the thing, is like, this mod is designed for long missions, I feel like. So, it's going to be up to you if you want to try this out. I feel like it actually could be good for like a team setting, because it's gonna let you buff your teammates easier because you're gonna have more stacks with your 3. It's gonna make it so you can cast your 4 easily because you have more stacks there. And like the big thing, like I just showed there, it makes the damage from your 1 extremely high, especially if you're stacking viral. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it wouldn't be that great in a team setting because you can already get those. Like you're gonna have plenty of stacks as long as your teammates aren't murdering everything. So maybe it's not really worth it. But it is interesting, at least. I'll say that. At least it's interesting. And there's a couple things with Nidus. By the way, did you guys know that you when you link to an enemy, you actually do two Plague Blasts out of them? So I'll quickly show that right here. I'll pause these guys. So like in this test right here, the Augment's doing absolutely nothing. But yeah, if you get some stacks up, you can link to like one of the enemies, and the enemy is also going to shoot a Plague Stomp out themselves. So now you have 2 Plague Stomps. That's potentially really, really high damage. You have max stacks, but like I said, the times you're going to be in that situation might be pretty limited. So It's gonna be up to you if it's up to you, if you like that playstyle. Nidus is a very, very good frame, but unfortunately it does not have shield, so shield getting makes it a little bit. No shield getting makes it a little bit dangerous in some situations. But I think that it's a pretty good mod. That it's gonna be up to you if you want to run it or not. So that's Nidus. I'd give that one like a. I'd give it like a 5 out of 10, a 6 out of 10. It's not very useful in most situations, but it has some potential for sure. Let's move on to the next one. That's going to be for Atlas. And the mod for Atlas is for his passive, which is basically rubble, I guess I'd call it. So when you kill, first off, you're immune to knockdown while you're on the ground. That's his actual passive, but he's got an additional passive they're not showing right here, where if you kill an enemy that's petrified by your 3 or your 4, they will drop some rubble on the ground. And what that rubble does is it gives you a small heal, and it also gives you armor that stacks up to 1,500. So the new Augment, what it does, here's the build I was going to be using in the clip. When you have 1,400 armor from your rubble passive, your first ability, Landslide, will cost no energy. It also deals double damage and will travel 2 times faster, because he has to travel between target to target, because that's like his punch attack. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually going to run Arcane Avenger, because his Landslide punch has basically no crit chance. So if you can add some additive crit chance through like Harrow or through Avenger, it will be pretty good, because it's really powerful when you get crits. If you don't want to run Avenger, you can run Fury. And the thing you're going to want to do with Fury is, like, to proc Fury, you need to actually get a crit. So I would recommend using something like a high crit chance primary to just get a crit off. That will proc your Fury, give you 180% additional base damage on your punches, and then just go crazy like that. And then we're going to be using a stat stick for Atlas. We're going to be using a Jaw Sword. I use the Jaw Sword on all my stat sticks. And it has, like I said, it has bad crits, so you're not going to really want to be wanting to run the same kind of Riven mod you'd run for Korra with crit chance and crit damage. You want to run just raw damage, basically, and here we got Corrosive and Heat. And then plus Impact also helps because it has so much impact damage. So let's quickly show the clip. This one is this is another one that does nothing unless you are at like the max potential value of these characters' passives. Like the Nidus one, you need to get any use out of the Nidus one, you have to be over 100 stacks. And this is a similar situation. You need to be at almost maximum potential on your passive to get even anything from this at all. So this one does literally nothing unless you're at max value. Now, getting that max value is not exactly hard, but you'll need to be remembering to spam your 3 pretty much. I'm actually using Fury in this clip, I believe. No, I'm not using Avenger. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's honestly, like, it's pretty good damage. Atlas can already do that kind of damage without this mod. So it's like, what would you really be running in that slot instead? There's a lot of things you could run that slot, honestly. You could run some more range, you could run some more duration, you could run some more strength. But the fact that you don't have to use energy while casting Landslide when you have that much Rebel is kind of nice. You can save energy for your 3. That would mostly be your energy sink right there, is your 3. So, you know, interesting one. Like I said, these are interesting mods, not exactly something I'm going to be running all the time. I don't think I'm going to be running this one ever again. So, up to you. I'd say that this one is... If the Nidus one was like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, this one's like a 4. It does literally nothing unless you're at max Rebel. So we'll move on to one that I actually really like, though. That's the last one we'll be going over in this video, and that is the Augment mod for Valkyr, her 4, Hysteria. So I've always I just like Valkyr because I have nostalgia for her. She was one of the first Warframes I ever farmed for. So here's the build I'll be using in the video. We're going to be using the new mod called Enraged. So it's for her 4th ability. So keep in mind, I realized this week. You cannot have 2 Augment mods for the same ability equipped at the same time. So if we were to put Hysterical Assault somewhere, it's not going to work because Enraged is already equipped. But don't worry, Hysterical Assault is not exactly what you want to be running most of the time. But this one might be completely on another level, because look at this. Her 4th ability is going to get increased critical chance by 200%. Also, damage increased by 200%. But here's the catch here. It's going to give you a... it's only going to last for 15 seconds. Normally, you can be in your Hysteria as long as you have energy for it. But now it's going to last for 15 seconds at base. This is modelable by duration. So with our build, our Hysteria is going to last for 33 seconds. It's also going to still drain the energy while you're in there, guys. So keep that in mind. It's not like it's just like a singular cost to activate it, and then you don't drain anything afterwards. You still get the activation cost, and you're still going to have the drain, and it's just going to have a duration you can last in there till. But you get a huge increase in damage to make up for it. So you can get red crits right off the bat with Valkyr. But that might not even be the best way to do it. I've actually been messing around with the build a little bit more in Valkyr's Talons. I normally run Sacrificial Steel, but I actually was trying out not running Sacrificial Steel here. The clip that will be shown in the video will have Sacrificial Steel, and it'll be upfront red crits immediately. But this build is also working out really well. Like, basically, you're going to one-shot the 170 enemies in the Simulacrum with Valkyrs. That's the general gist of this, so... I'm also going to proc some Viral on them just because I'm using CO. But here's the clip. So we're also using Fury. You could technically use Strike or Avenger, but I feel like I was attacking too fast because I'm using Eternal War as well on Valkyr because I find that to be an extremely useful mod for her. Gives you attack speed and armor increase, and the more enemies you kill, the longer that buff will go for. So per kill, 4.43 seconds with this current setup. So yeah, with Sacrificial Steel, it's instant red crits. Without Sacrificial Steel, it's like almost instant orange crits. It is instant orange crits, but you can use that slot you had Sacrificial Steel in for more damage. So we're using the new core with Viral and Heat, gonna heavily increase our damage against enemies that we hit with our Conditioned Overload Talons. As you see right here, 260% critical chance. And yeah, I've also got Gladiator Might on here for even more crit damage, and we're going full corrosive currently. You cannot use Blood Rush or Weeping Wounds on Valkyr's Talons, so keep that one in mind. And we've got an unranked Berserker, just kind of couldn't fit on what I wanted to fit on, like a fully maxed Berserker. So, yeah, this one is actually, I like this one a lot. It's making me think, like, ooh, Valkyr might actually be more fun now. But, like, there is that thing, there's the payoff of you can't always be in your 4. So if you're using your 4 as, like, an emergency button, it might be a little bit scary. But there is a little bit of hope here. So you can actually deactivate the 4 early. And basically, the cooldown on your 4 is going to depend on how long you're in the 4. So with this build, if we were in the Valkyr Hysteria, the entire duration, it would be a 30-second. Like, so we deactivated it early. There is 20 seconds. If we were in there the whole time, it would be a 30-second cooldown. So you can basically just use it when you need to, and get that crazy damage increase. So keep that in mind. This one I think is probably the most interesting of the bunch. So like I could just activate it there. Deactivate it immediately. It's a 1-second cooldown. Not like you would actually be doing something like that. But like, yeah, I'm going to quickly show you the build without Sacrificial Steel. Let's unpause these guys. Alright. Going to just use the buffs from the clip we were doing earlier. Of course, I don't have Prime Sure-Footed equipped, so... Even without Sacrificial Steel, we're getting some red crits here, so... And orange crits as well. So basically, you could probably fit a little bit more damage on your Valkyr build if you are running this, and still get red crits. So she might be really good against Liches now, because that's a lot of extra damage, honestly. So I like this one. I do like this one. I do like this one a lot. Any excuse to try and make Valkyr viable, even though she is very outdated feeling, in my opinion, I'll take it. So yeah, that's all the augment mods they added today, guys. Let me know how you guys feel about them in the comments. Like I said, they're definitely very thought-provoking. Like, it's not just like, oh, yeah, this one for Saryn's 2, it heals you. Like, there you go. Like, if you don't have Magus Repair, there you go. It's like, these ones actually are like, well, am I going to ever be at 100+ stacks with Nidus? You might be if you're playing like a long survival, but you have it's a big payoff. You can't be permanently invincible or vulnerable if you can keep building stacks with Nidus. The Valkyr one, it changes the functionality of the ability entirely, but gives you crazy high damage. And the Atlas one, it's like, am I going to ever be at Rubble, that high of Rubble? You probably will be at that high of Rubble if you're just like constantly petrifying enemies. But at least the Saryn one, you don't have to even think about. It's like, I'm not going to ever use that. So, thanks for checking out the video, guys. Make sure to check out the Twitch channel if you have not already. Yeah. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I will talk to you guys next time. Take it easy, and yeah. Enjoy these augment mods, especially the Valkyr one. It's super fun. Peace.